Welcome to E360 TV, the live streaming and on-demand destination for influential voices and enlightened audiences. We offer trending, grassroots, and purpose-driven content across a diverse range of interests. E360 TV is more than just watching programs. We offer the ability to interact with live shows connecting audiences to real, authentic influencers and storytellers while streaming to millions of devices. Real experiences. Raw conversation. One destination for it all. E360 TV.
Hello, hello, hello. I have a question for you. Have you ever felt completely lost? You know, seeking purposeful direction that could and should propel your mission within your divine journey to that next level, but still it hasn't happened. Well, my name is Lauren Michaels Harris, and I'm the founder of P3, the Journey Series. People come to me because they're wounded. Many are scared, and even there are those who are bruised simply because they feel that they are increasingly, for whatever reason, losing their ability to dream. Now, this P3 program is not for a person who's just looking to start a business, no, but rather for those of you out there who have been on your journey and you've been navigating within your divine purpose, but you still desire to elevate to that level that you have not reached yet. If this is appealing, if this describes you, then I want to have a chat with you. I want to hear your story. So use the link below to get registered for your free seat at P3, the Journey Series. And let's get started, one story at a time. I'll see you inside. Click the link.
Before you get it, baby, show me your soul. And honey, I'll show you mine. I'll show you mine. Boy, I'm standing right here holding up a sign, shamelessly displaying my state of mind.
That's right. Wake that ass up. Get it up. Ain't no sleeping. You can sleep anytime but this hour. So, there you go. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy Monday, beautiful people. How are you? How was your weekend? I'm still in my Elmer Fudd outfit because I did yard work. You already know. As the only LGBT couple on the cul-de-sac, when I'm outside, trust me, I use no bright colors, no fanfare. I'm out there, yo, what's up? Yeah, for real. And I love it. I'm still in it. Got my Elmer Fudd stuff on because that's what I did this weekend. We also went out and had a great dinner with some of my husband's friends from high school, and that was great. It is. I'm so excited, you guys. I'm going to post about it when I get off the show. It is I didn't load the right pictures. I just don't even ask. I hope you know who doesn't find out. Look, it's our 7th anniversary. I had to find this on my phone. That was our cake. They are bobbleheads. I know, right? And I just got to say, because I was an event planner for 26 years, everything in our wedding I did, all the tablescapes, all the flowers, all the decorating, everything you see hanging, everything but making that cake, including that beautiful, I wish I could bring it in closer, underneath that glass. You should have seen it. It was just a wonderland. Color purple, and look. Wait. There. Look at our invitations, right? Oh, 7 years flew by. You know, honestly, I want to say this: when you have found it, I hope you, if you don't already have it, I hope you find it. When you find your everything, you're evenly yoked, your soulmate, you're to the moon and back person. I just want you to know, here it is 7 years later, and it feels like it was 7 minutes ago that we met. That's how it feels. It's just beautiful. But anyway, that's what I did. That's what I'm doing today. I'm going to speak to an office of young insurance agents today at 2:30. One of my coaching class has 72 young people. They have 14 suites on a whole floor of a building. They are crushing it. And I'm going up there today to I don't know, just pour into these young people and let them pour into me. They have so much energy, right? Speaking of energy, my guest today, I want to get her in here. She's never been here, but she has an appointment that she has to cut out just a few minutes early. But that's okay, because you and I are going to go through the 4 agreement cards this morning when she leaves. So stay tuned for that. Coach Lisa Charles is in the house today. Yes! Or as... Never mind. I'm not even going to go there. I had an LGBTQ version of yes. It has like 42 S's on it. I'm not going to even try it. Or is it Z's? Anyway, here she comes down the hall, looking good as always. Put your hearts on the screen. It's our virtual way of saying good morning and welcome to Coach Lisa Charles. Wow. Good morning, Coach Lisa.
Good morning.
How are you?
I am awesome. I am beyond awesome.
You
so
look
happy to be
it.
here.
Yes. Where are you in the world?
I'm in Sarasota. I have just recovered from the hurricane that they said was of 100 years. Nothing.
The worst one.
Yes, but I'm here.
Do you have time to talk about that a little bit? Did you stay? Did you evacuate? How was it for you?
No, my husband and I have to say, my husband of 37 years, I did find my yoke.
30 more than me. Wow.
Yes.
What'd you do, get married at 6?
Yes, that's exactly right. A very child bride.
Yeah,
we decided to stay this time. So sometimes we evacuate, but this time we decided to stay. And one of the things I will say, it was probably the worst winds I've ever heard in my life. And I have been through other hurricanes before.
Really?
It was very scary, but just God's blessings, like our building held up, trees and things like that, and some minor damage, but no persons were damaged. And so that's the key. Yeah.
When you were in those winds and stuff, because were you like, where were you? Were you like huddled together somewhere?
Well, it's funny because we were trying to figure out, we have a place that has a lot of glass. And so they said, don't be near the glass, obviously.
Right.
So we were looking for all the places in our place that have no glass. So, but when you're walking through, it's just, and we have all the shades down. I cannot describe those winds. Those winds, I'm normally, I've heard winds before. Those winds were like of another dimension. So we
Wait,
were
are you
finding
up in
ourselves
the air?
together. We're up in the air. We're very
Oh
high up.
Lord, no! No! I'd have been down in the basement of that building,
We were up in the air.
or just get in the elevator and lock it where it won't move. Just stay in there.
Well, they had shut off the elevators, which is a good thing.
Oh,
But you could be in the stairwell if you wanted to. But the interesting thing in the stairwell, which this is the first time, there's something called zero airs. It's like the air pressure builds up in the stairwell and rattles everybody's doors. So what you hear is that.
like someone's trying to get in.
Yes, that's what you do.
You better get in here! I got a knife. Right? No, no.
So I'm being honest. The noises and the things that you heard were it was a lot of praying, and we had a lot of prayer groups, and everyone was kind of talking about what was happening in their area. So
And
we were
texting each other.
texting each other on the minute, texting each other on the minute. And
Wow.
what was really eerie, and I do give this a warning to people, if you've been in a hurricane, so there's a piece when you're in the eye of the hurricane and everything gets real peaceful and beautiful. The weather looks nice and it's quiet. And somebody put in the text, "Oh, it's over."
Let's
We're
go
like,
outside.
it's not over. You better stay where you are. It's just in the peaceful side. And the back end hits. And the back end was more ferocious than the front end. This is what I'll say.
How long did the whole thing last?
It felt like it lasted forever, but it was a good, I'm going to say, for the winds and all of that part of the storm, it had to be like maybe 50 minutes between that, the eye, then come back on the back end. Yeah.
Woo!
Yeah. So it was,
Wow. Well,
you saw how big it was. It was a big
Yes.
storm. Yeah.
We're so happy that you guys are safe
Thank
and
you.
sound and no loss of life that we
is
know
good.
of. That's awesome. Wow. So you said last hurricane question, you said you've been in, how many hurricanes would you estimate you've been in?
So, some that had been downgraded right to a tropical storm. So because there was a hurricane that was right
That's
before
still a
this
hurricane.
Helene. That one
Yes.
was right before this one, and then one other one, and then so probably like two or three other ones.
Wow.
Other ones.
And this was by far the worst.
Yeah, wind wise, but
I think it's climate change.
Yeah, there's definitely things going on, and the
Things
waters are
going
very
on.
warm. Yeah.
Well, and sometimes God, the Lord, universe, source, whatever y'all ascribe to, has to remind us we ask for seats at the table, but we shouldn't forget who built the table.
Well, that's it. We're just at the table. Okay.
That's right. We just sitting there. And
Good
I don't even know
stewards
if
of
I'm
what
at
we
the
have.
big table. I think I'm still at the little kids' table. You know what I mean? Because I'm glad you guys are safe. Our best
Thank
to
you.
all of you there.
Thank you.
I like to do a little thing because I know you have to head out a little early for an appointment, and that's okay with us. But we want to get in all we can today with you. So what I'd like to do first is I'm going to dip out, give you the stage, and I do this every day with the guests to give you up to takes like 60 seconds and just pour into the audience, kind of create your own vibe, and then I'll come back in and we'll officially get started. I got some great questions for you today about your work, about your origin story, but in the meantime, just speak from the heart. What's on your mind? I'm out, you're in, take it away, all you.
Hey, everybody. I am so humbled to be here. First of all, what an amazing person to have in my life now. And I consider him really family at this point. And having gone through the hurricane storm with him, knowing him at that point in time, I want to just take a couple of moments to talk about what's on my mind. So last night, I really started dreaming big time about today. And my biggest thing is the word freedom. And anyone that knows me, it's one of the words that stays in my mind. And so I just really ask out there that you all take a look, take a moment, take a breath, take a beat in your own life and figure out this simple question. Am I free? Am I free? Am I emotionally free? Am I mentally free? Am I physically free? Am I spiritually free? Am I walking in who I am? And I ask you that question because I feel like on my heart, there are so many people that don't even know they're not free, or they have the wrong definition of freedom. And so they think that free is the absence of something bad going in their lives, or a relationship, or a job, or a boss. And maybe it's something more. And so if you spend today just a few moments thinking about that, you're going to be on the road to something brilliant in your life. I promise you that.
I received that. I want to say good morning to all the people watching. So far, 647 of you guys. Our record from a week ago today was 1260. So let's see if we can hit that, shall we? Now's the time to share the broadcast out. It's free, it's painless, and you'll be blessed in the same manner in which you are blessing. So get that out. Coach Lisa's got a lot of great information for people today. So let's get to it. And Robert Brooker, will you let me know how my mic is? I was on a call Friday, and the woman kept telling me, you need to change the setting of your mic. And I don't mess with those dials because my tech guy set them, and I messed with them because she wouldn't shut up about it. And and now it's all messed up. So I need to put little notches where he said, that's what I'm going to do next time. He comes, okay, that was my ADHD, y'all. You should be used to it. I forget, y'all. I just start, let me go. I'll be back going to cook some eggs and then leave the guest sitting there. It's happened. I'm kidding. So Coach Lisa.
Yes.
Exactly. That was my question. What is up with this yes on the front of everything? It's on your website. It's on the wall. Yes, Coach Lisa. So why that word?
Listen, when you say the word yes, and I'm when I say, if people say yes, 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 whatever the way you say it, it makes you feel a certain way. And let me say this, when you say yes to the right things in your life, there's nothing like it. It's like the lightning bolt comes together and you know you're on the right path. It is a word of positivity. It is a word of direction, and especially when you're on the right direction. So I always say, I love yes because I live in the yes zone. I know who I am. I know what God has put before me, and I know the path that I'm on. So I know where my true yeses are. And when I say that yes, boy, it permeates from top of my head to the bottom of my feet. I can feel the electricity. Right. Yeah.
I know one thing I won't say yes to again. Don't buy your Honey Nut Cheerios from the dollar store.
It's not Honey Nut Cheerios.
I bought these from I'm like, what in the world? I'm looking at them. I was like, are these rubber bands I'm chewing? What is these bananas ain't helping at all. And the milk is just rolling right off of them.
They're powerful.
I need to let these soak.
Yes, I like that. Knowing your true yeses. That's right. That's a no.
Do not buy your cereal from the dollar store. So anyway, I'm not kidding. I was like, whoa, what a deal. $2.99. And that's another thing. Ain't nothing in the dollar store $1.
Oh, that's true.
I don't know why you go in there, you come out, it's $400.
So they only have a couple of things in the front.
Yeah, a piece of stick of gum. That's about it. So anyway, Coach Lisa, tell us a little bit about your backstory, so people will know how you got to this place of authority that you are able. And first of all, who do you coach? Who's your ideal client?
So my ideal client, I really love working, I'm going to say in two dimensions. One is that employee that do a lot of corporate work, that person that's kind of stuck. Then they don't even know how to move to the next level.
That's almost everybody.
That is, but it really is kind of helping them to find, it's almost like a Rubik's Cube, but if you turn it right and you get it in the right position, then you know the places and the next steps to take. And then I do a lot of things with women, I'm going to say 40 and over, that are really on that trajectory of like, okay, how do I find this balance in my life between all the dimensions of what real wellness is, which it has nothing to do with just your job or just your friends or just your home. Everything has to be working as one. Are you going to find that you're frustrated? So I like to deal with those kind of frustrations, both on the corporate setting, but then I do a lot of groups with women. I have a group that I run called Reinventing the Woman. We do retreats and we meet every week and just moving people to the next level, getting them out of their heads. Yes.
So many people, I'm a coach, you're a coach. You get a coach, you get a coach, and you get a coach. Oh, that's the only thing O'Brien gave away is coaches. So Stuck. That word stuck.
Yeah.
We hear it all the time.
Mm.
But what is it really? Is it lack of willingness? Is it ignorance to opportunities? Is it fear of stretching? What is it?
I think it comes down to this, really, for me. It's like an identity crisis. You know, people always talk about, I got, but they'll look at it in a different way. I look at it, an identity crisis is that you don't really even know who you truly are, which is not only all the great things that gifts and talents and loves and passions that have been put and planted in you, but it's also the things that you might be utilizing to perceive the world. So it's your experiences that really, really impacted how you see the world as an adult, how you navigate the ways that you define yourselves. If you never know your identity, you could be living in a bunch of lies that you don't even know. It's lies other people put on you, it's lies experiences told you, it's what you did to kind of survive something. So you told yourself a series of things about yourself that are untrue. So I love in the identity, getting past the crisis, getting to the root, and let's figure out who you truly are. And so a lot of my work is like deep dive, let's get to the nuggets, and let's start what I call inside out living. Because if I can get you down and you understanding, I always say to people, like, who are you if everything else was taken away from you? Like your loves, your things, your passions, you can't do these things that you, what's at the root of you that no one can take away, that no experience, no event can take away? When you start knowing that part of you and then building out from there, it's amazing the way you can live. It's a whole different way of living. You see the world in a different, like the scales of your eyes come off. You see the world in a different way, the opportunities that come to you in a different way. And I'm, kind of obsessed with this word freedom. Like I cannot stand that people are walking around in prisons that they don't even know they're in. So that's my work, is like getting you to recognize the prison. And then I'll say I'm the top warden in the country. I'll let you out. I'll help you to get out of your prisons.
Oh, so you're
by
offering,
knowledge.
You're offering pardons.
That's it. I'll pardon you out of it. Right out of it.
Let's go there. Let's go there. Because here's the word that I want to go in. And because it breaks my heart a lot. I had a woman, just let me write this word down because my 62-year-old mind will turn into lava rock just like that. One moment is spongy and supple, and the next moment, what I come in this room for? So anyway, who are you? Wait a minute. I'm playing. It ain't that bad. I don't want to forget this word because it's a very important word. But first, I want to ask you this, because I had a woman a couple of weeks ago. She came to me about coming on the show, and I was very excited. I just loved her. And then we kept talking in the discovery, and then she talked herself all the way into admitting that, I'm a nurse. I go to work every day, but it was the only thing positive she had. And her physical things were going on. She started crying, her relationship, and I started wondering what my responsibility to the audience is. Should I bring this woman on? So what I'm getting at is grace.
Yes.
The word grace, because a lot of times people think they can't help, they can't do this thing that they want to do so badly until they get everything perfect in their everyday life. And so I started, and I called this one back. I said, come on, you're coming on the show. Because I thought, why wouldn't I? Because isn't that being vulnerable, and isn't vulnerability a part of healing and transparency, that we see that we're not so different from each other? So let me ask you about that. Do you get women who are waiting for things to become crystal clear or perfect in alignment before they're willing to believe they're ready to do the work?
And I love the way you just said it. And that capsulizes it perfectly. People are waiting for perfect. And there is no perfect. Perfect doesn't exist. I don't care who anyone is. I don't care what they've reached. It doesn't exist for anyone. And so I love the idea of we have these masks we wear. Take off the mask, be yourself, be raw. It's okay. You will relate more to a person that's out there because we are all imperfect in our own ways. And when we see someone that's honest and says, you know what, I don't have it all together for this. This is the best of what I have today, but it's not, this or that. It's almost like it opens up a piece of their soul, and therefore you can let down some of your guard, and their message, whatever their message, is going to be heard. They will heal other people through their own pain and sharing of it, more than them pretending like everything's okay. And I call those prisons, honestly, right? Because, I would venture to say, and I don't know her, but I can speak for myself, that some of the experiences I had as a child, really going through a lot of bullying, and we throw that word around, and some, bully, but I'm talking about like old school bullying, where it's like a beat down and a lot of other things, right?
You?
So yes. And I was very quiet then. I took it a lot inward. I didn't really defend myself. And those things, although at 11, had a huge impact with me later on. So sometimes how I came into certain situations, the way I evaluated certain situations, I became a prosecutor in a large way. I think I really wanted to help people. I wanted to help people going through bad things. I wanted to give them a voice, right? That I didn't have when I was young.
You know what just happened?
What happened?
You scared me for a second when you said, I became a and I was like, is she gonna, what I thought?
Yes.
You were a what? Right. No, she didn't say prostitute. I became a prostitute. I was already there. And,
what's funny is you had just said someone coming on and revealing something more. And then you knew that would have been a real kind of
girl,
real housewife moment.
The chair would have been sitting here spinning a circle because I'd have been on the floor knocked out.
Not that. So very clear.
Yes, prosecutor. Prosecution. And I was going to get to that. You're an attorney.
Yes.
But you moved into another field. And people go, that's the job of a lifetime. Girl, you could be rich. You know what we're all thinking. All that schooling, all those bills, and now you're not even doing it. Let me just ask you, though, when you started transitioning from doing that as a daily career, did people in your family and friends think, she done lost it?
Are you kidding me?
Girl, she done lost it. She had it all. She's going to leave it. Talk about that. What made you do that?
It's a funny thing because, it was a dream job for me since I was a kid. And, to have that, and for me, prosecution was being in court and doing all that courtroom drama, which I loved from TV. And so being able to do it in real life. But at the same time, I was doing some things on the side. So I was acting, I was doing a little singing on the side.
Uh-oh.
And I had a friend of mine, I'll never forget, FBI agent, came in one day. He said, Lisa, when are you going to do what you do on the side for your job? Like, when are you going to make your side life your life? He just asked me that question. It was out of the random, and I had never thought of it even as a possibility. You know how people drop a seed in you, and it's like, I feel like it's from above. It's like a seed that I needed to ruminate on, and I couldn't get it out of my mind. And I really decided that, Lisa is a sum total of all the loves and passions that have been put in me, planted inside of me. Mm-hmm. I'm not isolated to any career or any one coaching style or speaking. There's so many aspects of me that I just decided to give myself the ability to, and with grace, to give myself the ability to jump into something new. I tell you what, sometimes when you do things like that, you find out who your true supporters are. You find out who your true friends are. You find out your close family members, what they feel about you. And you get information that you might not have gotten if you've not made a change. And so I think of that as a great gift for me. I know the people that were right with me all the way, and I know the people that turned their back on me. Wow. And for me, powerful. I never looked back. I'm one, I don't regret or look back, oh, I should have not spent so much time doing that. And no, that really was great for me. It was it was something that took me out of my shell. It made me, I was on the stage every day, as far as I was concerned, in courtroom, prepared me for the next levels in my life. And I went in. Yeah.
I'm going to just share this. I'm writing it down. I'm an image person. And this is what I was seeing when you were describing.
Yeah.
In the line in the middle is walking the line of your purpose, what you believe, not what you're getting paid for, what you believe you were made for. And see, Lisa, some people think she stepped down from where she was into where she's at. And there's those of us out there who think, oh, like the woman I was describing, and in some cases myself still, where things I haven't reached for whatever reason, are afraid to step up. You see what I'm saying? When really, is it up or down? Or is it just changing? Or is it just pivoting into what it feels right? So I don't know if I explained that well enough, but what I'm getting at, it seems to me that, like the person who feels like I'll never be able to get out. I'm in this place where I can't get out of it. It's never going to work. I'm cursed. Yeah. That happens to other people. They're lucky. I'm not. And then there you are. People may think you're just, I'm done being a prosecutor, and then it was done. No, I bet you struggled with that decision and all the things that come with it, because there were repercussions.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Nothing is simple.
What was the hardest part, Lisa? What was the hardest part? Seriously.
If there was one thing that really, as a child, you always want your parents to be super proud of what you do and the decisions you make. And, for some of us, that's more of an urgency than for others. Depends on your home life. Yeah. But I wanted to make sure that whatever I did was a positive reflection on that piece of my life, which is a very important part. I'm a very family-oriented person. I can laugh about this now. My dad's 94. He's so sweet. When I left, he's like, what are you doing? Like, he was not pleased.
Everybody was like, look what Lisa done. Look, look, first one in the family, boom, boom, all of that.
And he had created a life where he thought I was moving in. He had a whole way of what my life was going to be. And it was hard for him to accept something that might not be that. And I had to be appreciative of that. But honestly, for me, once I really made the decision, it was almost as if I said, wow, everything I lived up to that point was to put me in this ready zone. And it was something that actually led a lot to some of the workshops I do now, because it was everything that you had to fight through fears, right? So if you raise at a certain level wherever you are in a career, now you're going in and you're starting at the bottom. That's a fear, right?
Yeah.
Anyone that's gone to an audition and you're singing and acting, that's a fear. Okay. Every time you open the door, that's a fear. Or you're sitting in the back room with everyone else that's warming up, and this, there's all sorts of things that get in your mind. If someone's been doing something 20 years and you're doing it 20 minutes, that's a fear, So all of those things had me develop really the muscle to understand fear. And even going through what is that, from the standpoint of people would say, oh, fear, nothing to fear but fear itself, or, you just vanquish fear. What I realize is fear is a piece of our life. Okay. And it's always there. And it can be a super cool piece of your life, because fear can mean something great is around the corner. And so what I started to do is play around with fear during my audition times. Like, okay, fear. All right, fear. I feel you. Come on in the room with me. You just gonna make me great. So that's what I would start to play around with it, instead of saying it didn't exist and pretend that I didn't have it, because I did have it. So I feel like that whole period of my life, where I really had a chance to move in different types of singing, I had a chance to sing opera towards the kind of the end of my singing. I want to say the end of that stage of my singing career. And before I started developing a couple of issues, but it was a brilliant time for me. It was an amazing time for me. It was in a different way of expressing, and it would be incredible for me to do plays and have all my, a lot of my people from my other life, my other career life, there, filling the stadiums and filling the seats, seeing me in a different light. And it was one of the most enjoyable times of my life. I'm going to say that, hands down. Being on the stage, hands down. Anybody's done that,
So you say it's worth it?
That feels.
What the big change, the big,
It was completely worth it. I poured myself into it. I had a one-woman show in New Jersey. I did a lot in the jazz clubs. I did a lot of
Now you know.
yeah.
See, if you hadn't done it, you might have left this world having not fulfilled your soul's mission. And that's a part of your soul. You know, I'm thinking I'm going to bring you back because we need more time with you. And I'm going to bring you back with one of my coaching clients, Dr. Kalpana Sundar. She was a board certified surgeon who did just what you did.
Oh, I love it.
Took the gloves off, and that's the name of her TV show, shameless plug, on Trajectory TV, E360. And she's now living the life. She said she was better than anything she ever imagined. And I would love to get the two of you back here. You know,
I would love that.
Prosecutor there. And I got to ask you this. 2 questions before you go. Do you feel you can relate to Kamala Harris better than most of us because you were a prosecutor?
Well, I think that piece of the past is something that, you know, we understand what it means to really have to come into court, have to really take on people that really want to take you out as well. They really don't have a lot of respect for you. There's a fearlessness about that has to be there. So
fearlessness, there's the word.
Yeah.
There's the word.
Yeah.
And the other point is this, briefly, do you remember, I know you do, what went through your mind that first morning you woke up and you were not Prosecutor Charles?
Yes, I do remember.
See
funny.
that? Oh, you see
no
that?
one has ever asked me that question. I'm gonna tell you what went through my mind. It was like, you know, when you have a routine of getting up at the same time every time, putting on some kind of suit, right? And this is the day that you're not putting it on. You don't have to rush out. You don't have that moment of, oh my gosh,
that parking
what have I done?
That parking spot, that, you know, credentials to get in and all that comes with it.
It's a funny thing. I remember that day when I was like, I popped up and I was like, oh, okay, well, I'm still going to get up. I'm still going to do some of my routine. I'm not putting on that suit. But I found that in the front end, I just started going to auditions, and I got an agent very early. And, you know, I started making that like the schedule, right? And I was trying to make it to get that familiarity that I was used to until I calmed down and realized it's going to be a different schedule. Like, I can't make that schedule the same schedule, right? Because it's too many other variables of other people involved. But I distinctly remember that moment. And it was kind of a cross between, oh my gosh, and then, oh my gosh, like it was oh my gosh, like a dread. And then, oh my gosh, like, wow, this is kind of different.
Do you feel that was the hardest decision you've ever made?
I'm going to say, funny enough, when you had me back, there was a decision that was a little harder than that.
I had a feeling there might have been some, because most people are like, hey, none harder than that. Because look at all the years you had to go to school and those student loans and this and all, and the expectations of others and generational things and the shoulders, you know, in the Black cultures, you know, standing on the shoulders. It's I got a feeling that the decisions like you and Dr. Kalpana have had to make were probably as difficult or more so than the person who's like, okay, time for me to get off welfare. You know what I'm saying? Not to belittle the challenge of anyone's journey, but you've already checked the boxes. Yes. And now you have to uncheck them and go back down to what appears to be ground zero, but it's not. This is so interesting.
I can't wait to come back.
I know.
Can't wait to meet her, actually. And I think we probably have so much in common.
You do.
It's going to be amazing.
I'm going to put the two of you in an email warm intro this morning, and then you guys get to know each other. And then I'm going to put us both, all three of us, in a call, and we're going to book it. Does that sound okay?
That sounds perfect.
Because I know we have less than a minute because you have to get to a very important appointment. And I thank you for showing, and we didn't know if the internet was going to be on because of the hurricane, but here we are. So scrolling beneath right now is yescoachlisa.com. That's your website. Real quick before you leave, for anyone that should click over and go there, what are they going to find when they get there?
Okay, they're going to find ultimately the way to meet with me, and I want to offer anyone a free breathing assessment and sleep assessment. Let me just say that first. The other thing you're going to click on, and I have a transformational blog, and I would love for you to sign up. You just get articles every week on all dimensions of health. It's a free thing that I give to the audiences. And so you'll see that also on my website.
That's awesome. Hi, Angel. Good to see you here this morning. And head over, you guys, head over to Lisa Charles. Yes, Coach
Yes,
Lisa.
Coach Lisa.
Yes. Yeah, head over. You won't be sorry. We're going to get her back soon. I'm going to try to get you guys here in the next couple of weeks. Is that okay?
That sounds perfect.
Oh, perfect. Get to your appointment. We love you. We love what you're doing, and we can't wait for you to come back.
Oh, thank you so much.
And
I'll see you soon.
Just so y'all can pour your prayers into this manifestation that I have going, I'm really trying my best to get Coach Lisa Charles to agree to a show, because, right? That's why we need you back already, because you were just getting started. I'm telling you. Look, what, you ain't got nothing to say about that?
Oh, Lordy, Lord.
I put it on the spot.
Continue our conversation.
Look, just say I received that. It's out there now. If it is God's will, it will be, if you agree. Okay? Because you can't do it without your agreement. So anyway, I just love her. You love her. Head over, yescoachlisa.com. And Lisa, be safe out there, and I'll talk to you soon.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much. You guys, Coach Lisa Charles. Wonderful woman, wonderful, wonderful woman. And so now you and I have some private time to, do you think my Cheerios might have soaked enough? Again, what did Robert Brooker say earlier? Because I like these, I got these at the equivalent of a dollar store. I don't want to say the name of the store because they do have some really good stuff there. But you know, sometimes, what did Robert say? Where was it? He said, did they make the, here it is. Maybe they made those, maybe those were made in China from that plastic rice. They soaked. They're okay now. I got to let them soak. I'm going to let Coach Lisa's information continue to scroll. But now let's you and I finish up. We got a few minutes. So I want to say this. Today is my 7th wedding anniversary. I'm probably gonna cry, y'all. Seriously. I would not be here sitting in this chair, most likely not, doing what I do every day. I wouldn't be on those stages. I wouldn't be coaching. I did not believe that really great things were actually ever going to happen for me. Have you ever felt like that? You know what I mean? And the interesting thing about my husband, Brian, Dr. Brian, was he said to me the very first day we met, and this is something some of you out there, Angel, you may have heard it, maybe not, but I say this to all of my coaching clients, and know this is for all of us. The 4 most powerful words anyone can ever say to you when you have done your best to explain what you believe your divine mission in this world is. The moment you hear someone, it only takes one person. You don't have to have millions of followers. You don't got to go viral for it to make it true. You need one person to say to you after you have explained your dream, when they say, I can see that. That's what Brian said to me when I said I wanted to do this kind of work. I can see you doing that. He said, I can so see you doing that. It was like 2 weeks later. I had booked my first paid speaking gig. And I remember asking myself, what took me so long? That's why I say every day, mean what you say and say what you mean. Look for kind things to say to people that are legitimate. Don't make up nothing, you know. But it is not hard to find something beautiful about a person if you really attempt to see them. And those are the other 3 powerful words you can say to someone, you know, I see you. I see you. Changed my life. My husband bought me a book. Like, I think I got it on my 3rd or 4th date. I was going to say 2nd, but no. 2nd, we were at the beach. So 3rd or 4th date, he brought me a book on how to become a motivational speaker. And you've heard the story before, maybe not. But that book is upstairs on my nightstand, just as crisp as the day he bought it. I have not read it because I didn't need to. I got hired without reading it. So what was the catalyst for this change? Here I am, hundreds of speaking gigs later. You know, it wasn't about the book that's on that nightstand up there. It was about the book that was already being written here, the one within me. So I just want to say this to all of you today out there who are waiting. Here's another thing. I'm having them do a meme right now. I used to say it all the time. I'll never say it again. I used to say, "Oh, jump and grow your wings on the way down." When I thought about it, I had a dream the other night, and I saw a bird and he dove down, and I heard the spirit say to me, "Don't say that anymore." Because that's the only time when they're diving down, that's because they're going for some prey. Something they're trying to get, right? No, grow your wings on the way out of whatever it is you're in, or grow your wings on the way up to whatever will be. You see what I'm saying? Right? Can I get an amen? Huh? Can I? I'm just saying, grow your wings on the way out of whatever is holding you back. Grow your wings on the way up to whatever is next for you. Here we are. Oh, yeah. I got to find mine. It's around here. So I'm looking for, that's that ADHD, y'all. I got my thing in the mail the other day about voting, and now I don't know where I put it. I was looking for that because of the season that we're in. People can get really ugly. Things can get really heated. But let's just remember, I say this, be the kind of person that you want people to remember. Be the kind of person that you want people to remind other people of. Remember so-and-so when you're not here. Some of you may remember this, but I've been telling you. It was I love you too, Angel. I love you too. A good friend of ours, Sandy Loncourt, rest in peace, Sandy. Been in this house many times, comes to all of my events. Hi. When did you get here? I was just talking about you. This is the nurse. I was talking, if you were late, you missed it. I was talking about you earlier. I want to say this, you guys, just get up every day. And remember, you have within you the opportunity to bring something to this world that this world has never seen before. But the only way you will discover that thing is if you're also willing to become someone today that you've never been. That means we have to grow. We have to grow, And thank you, my official greeter, Robert Brooker. I love Robert. Been here all these years. Just love him. We've been through a lot together, haven't we, Robert? Right? Proud of you, man. So for all of you who are wondering, and I was talking about, before I got a little sidetracked there, about how just like that, my life changed into what it is today simply because someone said to me, I can see that. I can see you doing that, Lauren. And so I want to say that to you. I want to say that to you, Danielle, Booher, whatever it is you're dreaming, I can see that. And I know what it is. Robert Brooker, where you're trying to get to, what you're trying to do, I can see that. Angel, I know you got a lot of things going on, and it seems sometimes those things are bigger than we are, but they're not. And I can see that. I can see you getting there. Excuse me. So, excuse me. Look at my eyes. My allergies. They're really challenging right now. Matter of fact, I texted my doctor this morning, said, I think I need some prescription allergy meds for the first time. Be encouraged. Be encouraged. Everything you're looking for in your journey, everything. Let me get, oh, here we go. Hold on. Everything that you feel is missing. Everything, if you said, if I only had this, I could do that. When I get to this, here's what's going to happen. All those things. I promise you, if you get up every day and you look for one E, and then you look for one R, you're going to find everything you could have ever become all in one place. You will find that place that I'm talking about with the E and the R, which I'll explain. It brings together everything you've always been. It brings together everything you currently are. And it brings in everything you could ever hope to become all at one time. So how does that work? Because that E and that R allow you to literally grow from being great into becoming greater. You woke up, you were already nice. But tonight when you go to bed, you want to look over the shoulder to the life you've been living and say, look at that. Remember when I was at the grocery store and that cart got away from that elderly woman and I grabbed it right before it hit that car. Because of that moment, that divine moment, I am now nicer. You know, you might have to step in and tell somebody, look, you can't talk to me that way anymore. I am taking that license back. You might have to banish something from your world that no longer serves you. But that's what being bold is all about. And you're going to look back one day and you're going to say, look at that moment. Because of that, I went from bold to bolder. Find that E and that R. You don't have to work with all 26 letters of the alphabet anymore. Start with gratitude, because when you do that in the morning, you're acknowledging what you have. You're acknowledging what you know to be true. Now what happens? Here's the magic part. Get ready. Lean in. That little E and that little R, guess what they do when you lay your head back down that night and you say, yep, look at that mile marker from today. I was already kind, and right now I know that I am kinder. You go to sleep with peace of mind. And that E and that R move ahead to the foot of your bed to greet you when you rise. And now it is R-E. You wake up refreshed, revived, renewed, respected. And you're ready to repeat it all over again. And it's time to be remembered to your original self. Do you all know that your original self was how you were when you came here? And we're all reaching and growing, hopefully, into our higher self. One day, this is like 2 mercury beads, right, in each hand. Pure mercury. And it says right on the container, pure mercury. Because when pure mercury gets close enough to another bead of pure mercury, they become one. That's how I see it for our original self and our higher self. They're the same. We just don't realize it. In the journey, we come together, we do everything we can. And then one day, before we transition into what is next, to wherever we go next, we're going to be able to see, guess what? Do your best, the 4 agreements. Get up every day, be impeccable with your word, don't make assumptions, don't take anything personally. And by all means necessary, always, always, always do your best. That's all the universe is asking, is for us to do our best. And you'd be surprised how little that takes. So last thing before we get out of here, I want to say this to you. Here's something that I hope you'll try. It's worked for me. Change the narrative. Wherever you're sitting, no longer occupy just ordinary space. Occupy sacred space. When you meet new people, don't say, oh my goodness, I have a brand new good friend. I now have a blessed friend. And when you go and you have, especially now in the holiday season and every day, don't just create fond memories. Strive to create divine memories. Do that. And one day when we're all standing before those two doors that we will come to at the end of the journey, both marked with an R, one stands for regret and the other for rejoice. Choose now which door will be yours. Count it all joy, and you'll pick the right R when the time comes. I'm Dr. Lauren. Thank you so much. God bless you. And thank you to Coach Lisa, who was here. We're going to get her back. Get out there today, won't you all? Get out there and just look for some little corner in your world where you have the superpower that allows you to ease some form of suffering somewhere in this world. I know you can do it, and I believe you will. I'll see you tomorrow. God willing, I'll meet you right over there on the front porch where you know what'll happen. We'll have another illuminated conversation. Now, as I always say, don't let my screen door slam on your way out. And Dr. Lauren absolutely loves you, and there's not a damn thing you can do about it. I'll see you tomorrow. God bless you. Bye-bye.